Alright, hello everybody. Starting up another one here. Alright, won the die roll. Ooh, yep, that's a forced mulligan here. One more land this hand would be great, but can't keep a one-lander. Gotta keep it, it's not too impressive, but... Alright, we see a Fatal Push. Can't keep that on top, going blind. If we know we're playing against like Sultai Energy or something, this would be a keep, but yep, put that to the bottom. Alright. See if we can be 3-0 here. Okay. So we got an island. Yeah, this definitely could be blue-black control, and I think that is this deck's single biggest problem is dealing with the control matchup. Yeah, I think its teamer matchup is actually favored, which you need to be. Red's winnable. I think that one's pretty close as well, but I think blue-black is pretty terrible. Yeah, cycle the censors, so we're definitely dealing with blue-black here. That means we're going to for sure have a dead card. Thank God we didn't put the Fatal Push on top. Ooh, kind of the breakout card of last weekend. And that's going to make it super hard, because I can't just sit back on counter spells. This is going to be rough. My hand is legitimately terrible for this for this matchup right now. Okay, land go from our opponent. And cards like Harvester are actually pretty terrible up against control too. Any card where you need another card to make it better just puts you at that chance of being vehicle flooded essentially. You just have vehicles and getting all your creatures countered, and then there's just nothing you can do. I think I even want to play this. No, I don't. I'm gonna cycle. It's unlikely that I'm gonna have to care about rebuking anything next turn. Now I still can. But yeah, this could be a bit of a rough game. Game 1 against blue-black control is pretty bad for just about every deck. So every deck in the metagame right now feels like they have to be a bit mid-rangey to deal with mono red. And blue-black control really takes advantage of that by having so many dead cards from the other side. Like even Teamer having Abrades in their deck, or sometimes Harness Lightnings are just quite bad when you don't have many targets for it. Okay. I was watching coverage of Worlds last weekend, and Josh Erdelayton went on to say that Search for His Kantar is absolutely broken, and I think he's 100% right. Just not going our way here. Missing his land drop and going to discard. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Got a Thopterus. Yeah, we'll give it a shot, but there is absolutely no way that this is going to resolve. With 7 cards in hand, I have a feeling he may have one of 9 counterspells in his deck. So he's got 6 cards in his graveyard now, which means next turn he's going to be flipping Search for Azcanta. Let's give it a shot. The fact that he's contemplating countering a Cog Worker's Puzzle Knot here really shows the degree of how in trouble we are. Alright, so we're going to crew. Might be seeing a Gearhulk here. Fair enough. I think I'm going to rebuke this just because I'm not going to have much of a chance anymore. Considering he's going to flip, he's just going to have too much mana. Alright, so Azcanta is going to flip here. Giving us the land side. Ships the turn back. Another Thopterist. Well, we can do this with Rebuke backup, but once again, I highly doubt this is going to work. But let's try it anyways. Alright, that was not allowed. We'll get in there. Suppose we'll give it lifelink, doesn't matter too much. Yep, can't do anything about that. We are drawing cards at least, but we kind of hope he goes for Gearhulk because it's the only way we can really win if he doesn't have a Censor or a Negate here. But if he does, the game's just over. Oh, we might stand a chance here. Ooh, another Gearhulk will make it so we don't stand a chance here. He's just going to Vraska's Contempt here, which seems very good. Yep. Probably going to get essence scattered. Yeah, we're in trouble. Yep, this Gear Hulk is going to make pretty quick work of us. Suppose we can sack this. Alright, let's attack first. Hey, you know you're in trouble when your opponent with an active Ascanta doesn't even need to use it. He's already got all the answers. Give this a shot. This would be one main reason why I wouldn't consider, or why I wouldn't play this at upcoming Nationals. It's just really rough in this matchup, especially game one. And I think you have to be a more proactive deck to beat blue-black control. I feel like it's going to be quite represented at Nationals around the world here. I think Teamer will be the #1 deck. And I think Mono Red will still take the #2 slot, but this will be coming in at 3rd. Yep, we are quite safely dead here. Gets a sensor. Yeah, once this engine's going, it's really tough to come back from. Trying to think what we could draw to, or what string of draws we could have, but Scarab God will close the door on this. Okay, on to game 2. We definitely have a way better chance. We get to get those fatal pushes out of here. Negates come in. We're gonna bring in Scroungers here. Contraband Kingpin doesn't seem great to me. Yeah, it really doesn't. Could get our Tezzeret's Touch on. I think that seems good to get more aggressive on this matchup. So this is a lot of counter magic. I think we can almost take out a Herald or two. It's definitely not a shining star in this matchup. I think Harvesters are quite bad. For the reasons I mentioned before, like getting vehicle flooded really is not what you want happening here. I think we're gonna take out one Herald and give that a shot here. Sorcery Spyglass is a card we could definitely bring in for Ascanta or Scarab God. Wouldn't be the worst. Because you really can't. We're going to bring in one. We're going to bring in the random one just because we can Inventor's Fair for it. I think we can take out. This is probably the worst one. I'll take out this. Give this a shot. Okay, so we get to go first. That's huge. One lander, but we do have a map. So I think this is worth it. It is pretty rough. We do have two really big cards. I'm going to mulligan this one. So we really need that third land for it to be even a respectable hand. And then it's really nothing special. Like, we won't have a target for Tezzeret's Touch. Like, we really want to put this on like a Prismatic Prism or something. Not really our already Scrounger. So I am going to mulligan this. That's fine. Keep. Another land here. It is the black source that we would need for Herald. But I think I'm going to be greedy here and put this on the bottom. Just for the simple reason that if we say the card under it is another blue-black land, then we really don't want to be flooding that hard. Whereas we have so many live draws and so many turns to get this, so I kind of want to just draw as much gas as possible. Okay, so well, he can't counter anything. We're going to do a Scrounger. Get that clock going. We got our Rebook, which is pretty good with Puzzle Knot. Counter an Escanta or something. Okay, let's get this to work. Negate, huh? Okay, that's pretty good negate. I think in this list we could have a Spell Piercer too. Seems like the sticking through a Planeswalker with one extra mana seems very good to me. Another Scrounger, I think that's pretty good. Okay, we'll get in there for 3. Boom. Okay, let's see what he has to say about the second one. Yep, disallow, we're fine with that. I mean, in our graveyard, eventually we'll get some creatures in there. Vraska's Contempt is a card that does scare me a bit. Ooh, Gonti's pretty good here too. We really want to top deck a land here. Tezzeret would be huge. Having to have him waste his turn Vraska's Contempting it seems great. If we don't top deck a land, we can still get in there with Scrounger. And then just bring back one of them after he blocks with Gonti. Seems pretty bad considering we have to remove the other Scrounger. Okay, that's huge. We still want to attack. Probably shouldn't have played that land to reveal some information, considering I missed a land drop. So I should have held that and then attacked first. He's thinking pretty hard about blocking here. Probably because I played the land, he understands that Tezzeret is an option. He might want to try to attack that if he doesn't have a Vraska's Contempt. Which I am completely cool with him not blocking. I would prefer it. But if he doesn't block, he could also have something like Scarab God that would brick the Scrounger, which would be pretty bad. Okay, that's nice. Okay, we'll get this online. Create a token, say go. Can get Herald online if he decides to just Scarab God it up. Tezzeret of his own. That's interesting. I don't think a lot of these lists play that. Tezzeret's touch. A. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're for sure ticking up. So one thing we don't really want to do here is just walk right into a sensor, which would be very bad. So I think we're going to do this. I don't like that. Can't leave Rebuke open. That's a tough one. So we can just win the game with Tezzeret. So I don't think he's going to block. So I'm going to go upstairs here. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're just going to bring back a Scrounger. And that's it. Hope he doesn't have the Vraska's Contempt here. I feel like he kind of has to here. Could have the disallow. All right, we're going to bring back Scrounger. Another Rebuke, which are basically dead draws right now. A negate would have been a lot better. But we can disallow. Okay, so we can do an emblem here. Can emblem and have double counterspell backup. But then we're basically running through all our artifacts and all our resources. Ugh, I don't like that. I think we just... Okay, I kind of like this. We can just Herald first, see what he has to say about it. Yeah, but if he has like Censor and Disallow, we're just really in trouble. He could be going to Gear Hulk and Disallow. I think it's our best chance to win is to get this emblem going. We're going to try it. Could be wrong here. Okay, that's nice. Rebuke that. Alright, that should be. Attack both at Tezzeret since we have lethal next turn anyways. It's an interesting creature. Okay. Gain our life. Alright. Gonna bring the whole gang in here. Another Gear Hulk. Oof. So he's just playing it as a body. I could cast Metallic Rebuke here. I think what I'm going to actually do is sack Inventor's Fair. Yeah, I gotta do this now, so we can't disallow. So what we want is one of our 2-mana artifact enablers. We're gonna do Cogworks. We'll let him take 8 here. So Gear Hulk is a problem. Interesting. Okay. Supreme Willy on end step, see what he finds. Yeah, even like a Fatal Push or Vraska's Contempt puts him right back into it. Oh yeah, it doesn't tell us. He's tapping quickly. Glimmer. Yeah, you notice how he left all black mana and a fields. That doesn't. He definitely should have left a island open. So I highly doubt he's going to be activating that. So he's definitely just after removal spells. Which means I get to stick Cogwork. He went top bottom. So I found something to keep him alive. That will do. I'm going to cast this to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely short on casting anything. We'll make this a guy. Can't attack right away, so we'll just say go. Still feeling pretty good about this game. These Heralds really have not been good. So next turn we can Tezzeret's Touch the Scrounger and target this to make 3 5/5s going through, so even if he has a removal, seems pretty nice. Yeah, still think that's the play. See what he's cooking with. Okay. Yeah, I think he would have put me in a really hard spot if he just let me go to combat. Because if he has a Gear Hulk, I am just blown out. I would lose my entire board, and he'd be left with 2 5/5s. but he didn't. Okay. So on the draw, I think we want as much of these as possible. Yeah, I really don't think we win games with Herald. I really think we need to be more low to the ground, win with this kind of stuff. Maybe Heralds should just be taken out completely. We're going to leave one in, but yeah, this card felt very bad. It's not only is it just a clunky spell that gets countered, but it also taps down your resources so you can't pressure him, which I think is a big deal. If we can stick an early creature or an early 5/5 with Tezzeret's Touch and back it up with a couple counter spells, I think that's our best way to attack this matchup. But like I said, this is, I think, the worst matchup for this deck. Alright, game 3. So our mana base is kind of bad, but I think this hand is fine. We'll give it a shot. Really don't want that turn 2 search for Iskanta would just be very backbreaking here. There's just not much I can do. That's why I think Spell Pierce maybe should be an addition to this deck if you expect a lot of this. It's going to duress me. I thank God we have the double map, otherwise he could really take advantage of this situation. Yeah, Scarab God really is not very great here either. But an unkillable 5/5 isn't nothing. But then he can just Vraska's Contempt it. So maybe it's not the best. But okay. Alright, so we're going to cast this turn 1. Okay, he did not have it, which is huge. We're going to give him the out here to think that maybe this is important to me and give him a chance to censor, but he didn't take the bait. So it still knows my perfect information, which is unfortunate for me. Okay. I think we're just going to say go, and cycle on end step here. Ganti. He is not bad. It's an interesting card for this matchup. Most of the cards synergize really well in the Improvise deck. So most of the cards that he takes aren't going to be very good unless it's Negate or Rebuke. But even Rebuke needs that artifact count to really get it, so I don't think Gonti is the best against me. Oh, I need to start pressuring him here, so I'm going to get this into play here. Yeah, I think we're pretty stone cold dead to like a Scarab God here. Just so hard to deal with from this deck. Getting aggressive. That's scary. Oof. Right on time. Suppose we play it. It's for sure not good, though. This is not too good for us. I think we do need to play it. Tick up so we can get enough mana to stick our own Scarab God and protect it. I think that's our way out of this game. Then eventually maybe negative his Scarab God and then exile it. That'd be a cute interaction. Next turn we can tick up Scarab God and have negate back up, which I think has to be our plan. It's not great though. We're pretty much dead to 2 counter spells then. That's pretty bad. Play this. Can tether its touch and start getting aggressive. I think that's our best plan here. Or we could just cast a Scrounger. I think we'll just cast a Scrounger. Leave up negate. This isn't over by any means. But we do need to stick a big answer, and pretty soon. That's really good. That's very good. Yeah, I think we're going to cast that. With negate backup, it seems pretty good. So we have our choice between that, Scarab God, or Tezzeret's Touch. I think we're going to keep this for when we're a little further ahead. I'm just going to play this to kind of soak up the beating a little bit. Alright. Maverick. It's definitely going to be something he wants to fight over. But he knows I have the negate, so he's not going to fight over it unless he can actually win the fight, which he's going to need like Disallow Censor or Essence Scatter Disallow or Essence Scatter Censor as well. There's my Metallic Rebuke. I really need this to stick, because if this goes to the graveyard, I'm pretty much dead. Come on, resolve! Yay! Okay, we got a shot. We're gonna get aggressive. Cool. Didn't have a removal. If I take it, and top deck a land, I can Tezzeret's Touch the Prism, pump for exactly 15 damage with negate backup. And that would mean he has to have Stone Cold, nothing but counter spells. An Evolving Wilds, I bet, is a good draw for me. So he could easily have Gearhulk here and go Vraska's Contempt into that. And I think that's what pretty much shuts me down, so I wouldn't be shocked if he pumps the brakes here a little bit. If he attacks with both, I think I'm just going to take it. Oh, shut him down completely. Okay. Okay. So now I think we're just going to Tezzeret's Touch this. And get in. With as much as we can. Alright, touch this. Can't attack with either of these, or this really. So I'm going to attack with these. I disallow. I think I want to negate this. Yeah, I still think I negate this. Yep. Okay, we're going to get in there with this and this. Ooh. This does allow him to bring back Gonti with Scarab God, but I think that might be just too slow. Now I could have that Gearhulk, which he probably does. Attacking. He knows I can't block. Otherwise he gets to eat those creatures. Yep, there it is. It's definitely a problem. Yep. Luckily that gets exiled. Well, It's our turn for Scatter God. Hope that it's not too late. Can we attack with both? I think I have to leave one back. We're both running low on clocks. It's been a good match. Gotta leave one back, just in case. He's choosing if he wants his Gonti back. So we can double activate right now, which is definitely scary. Okay, so that's pretty good. We can strap that on the flyer. Really put him on a clock. We're gonna play this prism first. Doesn't get much closer than this. Okay, Desert's Touch a token. Negate. I really think I gotta spend my negate here. It's too important. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to chump again. Alright, so he gets to scry. Okay, put it on the bottom. Yeah, I cannot block with this. Otherwise I am just straight dead because I get to bring it back. So he has 8 mana, so he can do it twice. So I would block with the Scarab God. Blocks are pretty forced here. Can't take either. Okay, so I think I block like this. And then I threaten him with lethal, because I get to bring my Scarab God back. I think this is the only way. Yep, it's risky going to 1, but it's my blocks. Okay. This has been a great game. It's been a great match. threatening lethal. If he had Gear Hulk, ooh, well, he cast it right now. Ooh, he gets to Gear Hulk my trigger or disallow my trigger. Oh, no, well he did that wrong. He could have. That's what he could have done. Dang it. Okay, so that did allow me to activate. So if I attack with everything, it's going to block like this. Take 7, and then I am dead. Could just attack with Maverick. No, I can't do that. I need 3 blockers. Can for sure attack with Scrounger because it doesn't do any blocking. But yeah, he's going to kill me on the crackback. Ugh. I can only attack with this because if I attack with everything, he blocks this, takes 7, untaps, kills me. Yep, it's not good. Well, no choice. Do I have to do this right now? I guess not really. Yep, we're in trouble. I think that was pretty silly of him. Oh, okay. Well, he was just trying to find that and win. Ugh. Dang, that was a great game. Doesn't get much closer. Well, some takeaways from that. I don't think the matchup is as terrible as I anticipated before, but there's just really no way to deal with a Scarab God or even a Resolved Gear Hulk from this deck except going super wide, and it's just something I couldn't do. Yeah, okay.